Welcome to That Flippin' Sports Podcast, featuring Kevin Flippin as Flip, Paul Gilman, the man, the myth, the legend, as PG Kitty P. What up, though? I'm your boy, Kenny Wingle, K-Dub. Let's go. What up, Flip? What up, PG?
What in the world is happening right now?
There's a lot.
Wars. Dude, I hear family members. I hear dogs. I hear this is. Let me tell you something. This is the most unprofessional podcast I've ever been a part of, and I freaking love it.
I was going to say, would you have it any other way?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know what? I think we'll have to start the podcast with sad news. I hate to be dark, and I know we've talked about people passing away, back in the day, and it's always rough. But we'll go ahead and start it with this. The Detroit Lions actually beat the Chargers on Sunday. I don't know if I can talk too much about it because I'll start crying. But K-Dub, I'll go ahead and let you give your take on the Lions' victory.
Not a lot to say. It was a good game. Our defense was terrible in the second half. Your offense looked unstoppable, which is probably the biggest concern that I took out of that game. I think I texted you guys and said, that game, how many fourth downs, fourth and whatever that they went with Staley trying to get fired going for it on fourth down. And that was a big call by Campbell at the end of the game to go for it. He could have kicked the field goal. But at the same time, the defense was not stopping y'all. So I get it. We get 2 yards, we win the game. Kick the field goal and then have to worry about our defense.
Yeah, I think
worked out well. It was a good game.
I think Dan Campbell out Staley when it came to going for it. And I think I texted you guys right after he went for it on 4th and 6 in the first half and did a basic running play to get the first down. I'm just like, well, they're manhandling us on the line right now. I don't think this game's going to be close. And lo and behold, Herbert turned back into what I thought he was and started throwing dimes all over the field. And, ironically, neither, pressures is one thing, but neither team got a sack. So both Goff didn't even come close to making a mistake that I saw. And kudos to him for that, because that defense usually is pretty good. And the offense just looks incredible. Jahmyr Gibbs looks like Jahmyr Gibbs, like you hoped he was going to look when you drafted him. No one can cover Amon Ra. Yeah, it's a tough. Laporta's a good tight end. That's a tough team, man. I give you all the credit in the world. I was hoping we could pull one out, but being a Charger fan, we don't pull nothing out, man. We got as many kids as Phillip Rivers. So,
dude, you say that Keenan Allen, throw him the ball every time. He's like Megatron, like the amount of Herbert went to him and wore the Lions out going to him. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Yeah. Throw that dude the ball every time. You don't need anybody else. Maybe they get a good tight end that's capable, and that's all they need.
Yeah.
What you
somebody
got,
with some speed would be nice. Go ahead, Paul.
It was a fun game to watch if you didn't care who won. Offense is a little more fun to watch than really good defense. you got to worry about both defenses in the playoffs. And granted, both teams have really good offenses, better offenses than I think people thought. But like if you're going against a good offense and you give up 30, you might be in trouble in the playoffs, right? So it's a little suspect. It's a shame. The Chargers are better than their record. They're a lot better than their record. I think the Lions are for real. I think the Lions are going to – I think they make it to the NFC Championship game and maybe to the Super Bowl. I'd frankly love to see it given their history. The fact that the Chargers have a guy named Gilman as a free safety, that's a problem for them.
Alohi Gilman. Aloha Gilman. He's got a great name.
Yeah, he's from Hawaii. I didn't think we had any Gilmans out in Hawaii, but I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
by the way,
I'm with you.
By the way, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's freakishly fast. For a running back, he's ridiculously fast. It's weird to watch him outrun dudes that he should not be outrunning. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous is one word to use. I'm fully on. Look, I've told you guys before that my second favorite team has always been the Detroit Lions, going back to Billy Sims in the early 80s, and then through my favorite player of all time, Barry Sanders, who, by the way, K-Dub informed me his new Amazon Prime special is coming out, next week, you said?
Yeah, the 21st. Bye-bye, Barry.
Bye-bye, Barry. Heartbreaking day for all Lions and Barry Sanders fans back in the day when he said, see ya. But, yeah, I hope, man, to your point, Paul, I hope that the Lions are for real. I think they're for real. They look for real. And I hope they get a good I have a feeling that they could, if they keep playing the way they are, they could get the 1 seed in the NFC because Philly's still got a very tough schedule to go through. They got the Chiefs is coming Monday night, a game I'm sure we're going to be picking. But yeah, I'm with you. Go Lions. That'll be fun. Absolutely. And who y'all got this week, K-Dub? I think
PG, you going to be upset if this? What are you going to say if this Philly Kansas City game is high scoring? Right? Because I mean, you watch a Super Bowl, you want to see 41-38, or you want to see 19-18.
You want to see 41-38. And look, a lot of high scoring games comes down to schemes and how they match up. And so, yeah, every game's different, which is why I love the NFL.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say this though. I think it depends on if it's your team or not. Like if it's my team in the Super Bowl, and unfortunately I've only had that happen once, but I've had teams in championships before. I don't think it matters if it's high scoring or not because you're so in tune with every single play. And I hate to bring my kid into it again, but he was in the championship game Saturday and they won 6-0. And you would think, God, that must have been boring. Man, that was one of the most exciting games I've ever seen. And it was a 10-year-old football game. So I'm with you, Paul. I'm all about high scoring. It's way more fun to watch. But if it was my team in it, I think it wouldn't even matter. It would be so
if it's
cool.
your team, you don't care.
Right. Yeah. If the two teams, like last year, right. So if last year's game would have been 7-6, it wouldn't have been nowhere near as fun as it was at 41-35 or whatever the final score was. Which means that's a rematch coming up Monday night in the Super Bowl.
Hey, can I just pause and acknowledge PG50P, right? Briggs and the 10U, Mechanicsville, what are they, the Hornets?
The Hornets.
Mechanicsville, they're champs?
They're champs, back-to-back champs.
Pause for that, PG50P. Congrats. Yep. Hey, word on the street is, and I hadn't seen the video yet. I've been meaning to watch it, but I heard the 10U's made a pretty impressive TikTok talking shit to everybody video. Is that true?
Did you really hear about that?
Yeah. Somebody from the Highland Springs or Verina, whoever you guys played, is a friend of mine, told me about it. And so their kid played for, I think it's, who'd you guys play? Verina? Highland Springs?
No, Highland Springs.
Highland Springs. Yeah. So their kid played at the 5 o'clock game.
Okay.
But go ahead. I want to
Wait, you're gonna love this because
video.
part of his
And if you can pull it up on the podcast, that would be awesome.
So here's the thing. One of our assistant coaches, who's actually the president of Mechanicsville Little League football, he does a Hornets buzz every Monday at practice where he'll talk about the previous week's games, the 8U, 10U, and 12U games. And he'll go around and interview the coaches. He'll have a good time with it. Well, every once in a while, especially when they play Blue Star, which is our main rival, he'll talk a little junk. But I think he knows all those guys, and it's no big deal. They know it's all for, fun and games. Well, after we beat King William to get to the finals, he told the parents at practice, hey, everybody get behind me when I do the Hornet Buzz this week, and I'm going to act like a wrestler, like The Rock or something like that, and talk smack. And we've like, okay, that's cool. So we all got behind and we were all cheering and stuff. And he didn't say anything that bad. I mean, he said, we're going to lay it to smack it down on you. The only reason you guys were a 1 seed because they pulled a name, which is the truth. They put the undefeated teams' names in a hat and pulled them out to see who was the 1, 2, and 3 seed. But he talked a little smack about Highland Springs, a little smack about King William, a little smack about Blue Star, but he talked smack. He was having fun, and we were all having fun, right? So apparently that went viral. Over 1,000. I don't know how many ended up watching the video. People were complaining on the video, you're not teaching your kids good sportsmanship. And it was unbelievable what they were saying. But the creativity piece was, so we get there Saturday, and at Tucker, the new field is down here, and the two teams were warming up on this like practice area field. We were up there, and we had been warming up for like 20 minutes, and here comes the Highland Springs group, and they go up there. They have music with them, big speakers, and at first they're just playing music. Well, I had to leave to go help my mother-in-law get a seat or whatever, and from what I understand, they dubbed what our coach was saying from the TikTok video into the beginning of their rap song. So it was playing like over and over, the coach's voice saying what he was saying. Oh, it was, I was like, man, that's next level right there for 10U, for them to get fired up like that about our coach talking trash to them. Oh my God. It was so cool. And then they made their entrance down to the field. It was almost like a Mike Tyson type entrance. Their music's blaring. They get to the end zone. Now, unfortunately for them, the 8U game went into like triple overtime. So they had to stand there in the end zone, trying to stay hyped for about, 20 extra minutes. But it was pretty intimidating for a 10-year-old team to do that. But then to go out and get shut out, the Mechanicsville boys layeth the smacketh down on them, as Coach Lipinski so eloquently put it in his little video. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Is it was that's what they said. They were Highland Springs parents, and the mom was like, I actually really liked it. It was like a WWE wrestling kind of promo. It wasn't disrespectful or anything. It was just kind of fun. Like he was talking the wrestler talk. And yeah. She said she really liked it and thought it was funny. So that's cool. But congrats to Mechanicsville Hornets and Briggs doing it up.
Yeah, man. Pretty cool. Thank you. I'll let Briggs know. He'll be excited to know his name was on the podcast again. All right. So we just dug
at least
into
one champion in the family.
Yeah, no. All my teams suck. So the only one I get to root for is my sons. We just talked a little Lions Chargers. Let me ask you guys another. So we're going to stay with the NFL, obviously, because that's just really what's big right now. What the hell's going on with the Bills? And PG Fitty P, I'm going to ask you first, because I'm watching this team, and they've gone from Super Bowl favorites last year to a 5-5 group that looks lost. I don't know. Has their window shut? Is McDermott out the door? Is Stephon Diggs? I mean, his brother's tweeting, my brother needs to get out of there. What the hell's going on? The Bills Mafia. They've got to be sad up there.
Yeah, so their linebacking core from last year, really good group. They traded one away. Milano got hurt. And that's those two linebackers. I can't remember the guy they traded away. He played at Virginia Tech. Anyway, he's not on the team anymore. Milano's hurt for the year. Their defense struggles quite a bit. And I think Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, maybe Gabe Davis, maybe Latavius Murray, they're all pressing way too hard. They're all trying to make that special play in the second quarter when they don't need to be. Like, they just need to settle down. The coach is not going to lose his job this year. If they do, they're being ridiculous. You're going to be 5-5 when your defense is that banged up and your offense is pressing that hard. At least that's what I see. Josh Allen's making a lot of dumb decisions because I think he believes they have to score 49 points a game.
K-Dub, any thoughts?
Well, Ken Dorsey's gone, so everything will be fine now. I think you fire your offensive coordinator, and they'll be right next week.
Dorsey's a good coordinator. Dorsey's a good coordinator.
He is.
I can't believe they let him go.
Yeah, I can't believe he was the one in charge of making sure there were 12 men on the field for the last two plays of that game.
Right.
That's great.
Got a tough schedule left. The Bills, they're probably going to end up 8-9 or 7-10.
Wow,
this year. They're 5-5, and the rest of their schedule is tough. But here's what I'll say, and since we're talking about the NFL, I think a good comparison to this is the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, huge shout out to Antonio Pierce and that locker room of just get that dude out of the way, because this guy listens to us, cares about us, wants us to do well. We feel that. You get a dude or two out of the locker room and everything can turn around for you. So you don't know what kind of, impact Dorsey was having. Yeah, he's had a good history, but shit gets old, right? I mean, sometimes you got to move on, and maybe this was the time the coach was like, you know what? Stuff got sour with Dorsey. Let's move on and see if he could change the locker room. I think it's a desperate reach, personally, in my opinion. But they're done for, dude. Miami's going to eat him up.
McDaniels, because you're talking about the Raiders. McDaniels, think about this. He got a head coaching job in Denver and again with the Raiders because of his association with the Patriots. And I think when he got both of those jobs, it was more he was more related to Belichick than he was to Brady. And if you think about, what's transpired over the last 3 years or 4 years, Brady is, I think, the clear and obvious guy that led them to those 6 Super Bowl wins. McDaniels was the offensive guy, sure, but he's a joke. He's an absolute joke. There is no one on those Broncos teams or the current Raiders team that wants to have anything to do with him. He's not relatable at all. The meltdown that they described over the last couple of weeks of his tenure is just ridiculous. And he set that up because he's just not a good guy in the locker room or in general.
So to that point, if Brady gets more credit than Belichick does, then Brady gets a lot more credit than McDaniels does too, right?
I think so.
Right.
He came to Tampa with a coaching staff that arguably was average at best.
So do you think that's how the NFL players react to Josh McDaniels is like?
Mm-mm. You can't.
It was
you
Brady
can't do that.
that was
you
the
can't,
dude. So I'm not going to listen.
I'm sorry, K-Dub. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you can't do that to your new best buddy, Bruce Arians. You can't throw him under the bus after you took 72 pictures with him and several strangers acting like he's your uncle. And then you're going to throw him under the bus.
Listen to me. I'm not throwing Bruce under the bus. I'm throwing his offensive coordinator in the bus.
You said coaching staff.
Yeah,
That's
and that
Bruce.
doesn't mean the head coach.
Man,
his coordinator is average. Bowles is an average DC.
Some friend you are.
What do you mean, friend? He took
Bruce
pictures.
is going to be upset, man. Bruce listens to this podcast.
Bruce has not responded to my Instagram message. I'm a little upset about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, K-Dub. What you were contributing something actually that was meaningful. And before I interrupted you, I apologize.
And by the way, real quickly, K-Dub, Kevin went grandma on me. He went, mm-mm.
No, Sonny. Mm-mm.
You ain't knowing that, boy.
Fix my doily, boy. Fix my doily. You done messed my doily up and use a coaster.
All right, well, hold on a second. You just gave kudos to Pierce, and I totally agree with you. But if we're going to do that, we also probably need to give kudos, and you're going to laugh, and you're probably not going to want to do it, but to Sean Payton. The Denver Broncos look like a dumpster fire, losing 70-20, and now all of a sudden they're 4-5. They won a couple in a row, and don't get me wrong. I don't think they're a great team by any stretch, or even a good one yet. But they damn sure have come a long way in the last couple of weeks. So maybe he's getting them together. I don't know. Little credit. Gil was like, I'm never giving that guy credit. I'll give.
You know who gets credit? Cortland Sutton is emerging as a superstar receiver.
Catch.
Yeah, he's
unbelievable. Fucking sitting on my bench in fantasy. Oh, painful.
Their defense is pretty good too.
Yeah. All right, so let's transition on it because Paul, I can tell, would rather walk on a bed of nails that are on fire than give any credit to Sean Payton. What do you guys think of the news today that came out of Cleveland? So Deshaun Watson's out for the season. Go ahead.
The Browns are the worst franchise in sports history, and I don't just mean American history. I mean global sports history. It's ridiculous, dude. The fact that they paid him guaranteed money like they did, and then he sits out a game because his shoulder hurts a little bit, and now he's out for the season. The Browns do it to themselves every time. There's a reason they're the only team that was willing to pay that dude that much money. He's not as good as the hype, and he's a head case. Why would they give him that much money? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, so I agree with you, but the answer to me is they've never had a great quarterback since Bernie Kosar. They need somebody, and they were hoping they were getting the Houston Texans Deshaun Watson. But obviously that's not the case.
He wasn't that good in Houston. He had two ridiculous receivers, the deep threat guy, and then DeAndre, Will Smith. Will Smith was a nice deep threat guy. Did you just grandma me again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fuller. Thank you.
Come on, man. Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback. He was awesome. He was awesome. He could run. He could throw. Look, Gilman just disappeared on me. He hated that comment so much. K-Dub, what do you think? Is Cleveland just snake bit? I mean, because I feel like there are several franchises out there that are just snake bit, including mine.
All right. Aren't they 6-3?
Yeah, they are.
So Philly beats Kansas City. I think the Steelers lose. Cleveland could be the number 1 seed in the AFC after week 11. Is that
they're 5-1?
You can fact check.
They're 5-1 with Deshaun Watson starting. So you can hate on him all you want, and I know he's a shell of himself, but they're 5-1 with him starting.
Their defense is incredible, though.
It is. It's absolutely incredible. Totally agree with you, but they just beat Baltimore, scoring, what did they score, 33 points? That wasn't the defense. Defense gave up 30. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I think they were kind of on a little bit of a rise there, and now this is going to set them back again because this rookie quarterback that's going to play now is just not – he's not the answer unless something changes. I think they're about to go or maybe
you never know.
This way. Huh?
there's been, you never know. There's been a lot of star quarterbacks born because starting quarterbacks get injured.
You're right. You're right. That's a great
And
point.
who knows? And if you gave it up, and you'll see with that defense, you just need a Joe Flacco, maybe.
I hope Cleveland finds that guy.
Right?
And I
How
hope
good Dorian, that Tucker kid, right? What's his name? Tucker Robinson from UCLA, the quarterback.
Dorian Thompson Robinson or something like that. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
guy. He's going to start Sunday against the Steelers of all teams. Go ahead, Paul. I can just tell you want to unleash.
Just go stare at the Browns games this year that they played so far. It's not impressive, dude. Yeah, fine, sure. If 7 teams lose and they win this week, they're the number 1 seed. The same thing can be said for the Steelers. The same thing can be said for like 2 or 3 other teams. Who cares? The Browns are not a good team. Their defense is ridiculous. Their offense is questionable. Even with Deshaun Watson, who apparently was the best quarterback ever to play in Houston.
Well, he's not anymore. Now that C.J. Stroud has showed it up in town. Would you give him props? Is he good?
You'll have to go back to the recordings, Kevin. I've been talking about CJ before the season started.
He on my fantasy team.
He's on my fantasy team, and I said he was a whole lot better than Bryce.
Yeah, well, you were right.
You don't even have to go back. I'll vouch for him because I know he has been. Because I've had Stroud on my keeper league all year. So
Stroud's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Stroud in golf, B.
Think about the number of touchdowns Stroud has and only 2 interceptions.
Now,
this deep in the season, come on.
All right, so there's no way on God's green earth that you would have said before week 1 that the Texans would be 5-4 and C.J. Stroud would have whatever touchdown passes with 2 interceptions. There's no way. Now, was he better than Bryce Young? Yeah, and I think a lot of people thought that just because he's just twice as big as him, really. There's no way anybody saw this coming. I'm shocked every time I watch the Texans. They look like a really good team right now. And it's because of C.J. Stroud, it's because of their coach, D'Amico Ryans. It's a great story. And I give you credit. I give you credit. You called out that C.J. Stroud was going to be better than Bryce Young right away.
And that's all I said. I didn't say they were going to be as good as they are or Stroud would have the stats he would have so far. But they're fun to watch, too, by the way.
Absolutely. And they got a receiver named Tank. Get
Tank
some of
Dell,
that.
baby. Tank Dell.
Good stuff. The Houston Texans. Now, Paul, I know you've got it in front of you because I think you just mentioned somebody's schedule. Who does Houston have this week?
Oh, I just looked at the Browns schedule year to date.
Houston might be off this week.
Cardinals. No, they have the Cardinals.
They have the Cardinals?
You heard what I said.
Hey, the Cardinals have with Kyler Murray back, who's now 1-0 this season.
Whatever. Who cares? Who cares?
I love it. Well, hey, now we've got Gilman fired up. Let's talk about our record for last week.
Did I go 0-6?
No, you didn't go 0-6. You didn't go 0-6, but you went 2-4, which I guess is a step in the right direction.
Am I 500 right now?
No, you're 4 games under 500.
Oh God.
Yeah, you're 25-29. K-Dub went 3-3. He's 32-22, and I went 4-2, and I'm 36-18. So the Cleveland.
You said I went 3-3.
You went 3-3, yes, sir.
Oh.
You wait a minute. I might be wrong.
No, you're right.
No, I'm not. I think you're 2-4. I gave you New Orleans when New Orleans actually lost.
Nope, that's wrong.
2-4, right?
Yeah, I was 2-4. I had me and PG at 2-4, and you at 4-2. So you're
31-23.
Yeah, you're 36-18. PG's 25-29. Come on, boy.
I'm
Get your mind right.
I'm 11 games back.
Get your mind right. Hey, what kind of strategy are you? What kind of strategy you gonna use this week, Paul?
Every game will end in a tie that we pick.
You'll have a shot. You'll have a
Ooh.
shot of taking the championship. Y'all want to? Let's make some picks then. Y'all got games you ready to throw out?
Yep.
Do you want to do that, or you want to go into? How about you guys think about your picks, and I'll do a little fantasy recap for the week. You want to do that? You got any comment on?
No, I hate fantasy football. That's my comment.
Little fantasy recap. All right, top scorer for the week and the league is the River Dogs with an impressive 145 points this week. Good job, River Dog.
Yeah, whatever.
Dominating the league at 9-1, leading their division. PG 50P fell to 7-3, a couple games behind, but he's staying strong. Low score for the week, RBs. That's your division, right? Can you call this dude and tell him change his lineup or do something? Who is this guy?
Rob Baylor, man. He did win a game finally. I think the only saving grace I have is PG 50P's division is stacked right now. Everybody in his division is playing great, and I've got Chris Rutherford, so I got a shot, but it's a small one.
That being said, Pade's in the lead in his division at 6-4. Pade, Nick Bosa, Rutherford, and me and Pops are tied at 6-4 in my division. And the trade deadline is November 18th. So if you need to fix your squad, anybody, you got a little bit of time. River Dog's been dominating all year, though.
And they've scored fewer points than PG 50P's team and Zach's game-changing team. His points
leading I think I'm still leading. Yeah. I'm tied in my division in the second lowest score in the league. But I think I have the lowest points against. So my games are defensive battles in fantasy football, which is not always exciting.
Defensive battles.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh.
All right.
Who's playing this? Who you got this week? Who's on tap this week? What's the big matchup in fantasy this week? Oh, I see it. The one versus the 2 seed. The
Really?
River Dogs and Paid. Yep, River Dogs and Paid Nick Bosa are going at it this week. And the bottom 2 seeds, 11 versus 12 as well.
Oh, that's great. Cool. Is it 11? Oh, yeah. So I think if 11 wins, they'll move up a bunch and then flip. Your division will have Paid Nick Bosa, which is like the 2 seed, and then seeds 10, 11, and like 9, 10, and 12 now in your division or something like that.
Yeah, we suck. Hey, but you guys are playing each other this week. Did you know that? Did you put some crickets out there for that?
We did. I knew that.
Are you going to put something on it? Put something on it. Put your name on it.
I'm going to put $20 that Josh Allen throws an interception. That's his starting quarterback. So that'll be interesting.
I'd put a G on that.
A G.
Ooh, your backup quarterback's Dak Prescott. So I'd put $1,000 on either one of your quarterbacks.
I have not played Dak all year, and I maybe should.
He's playing Carolina.
Yeah, might be a good week for it.
I'll make it right. I'll make the move right now.
Dallas likes beating on bad teams.
I just put Taysom Hill in as my quarterback. So good luck this week.
Nice.
Get some of that. All right. Y'all want to pick some football games?
Let's do it.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Thanks for calling that Flippin' Sportscast. Here's the hot picks of the week, featuring Flip, PG, Fitty P, and K-Dub. Pick your favorite from your favorite, but here are their favorites. Thanks for calling.
I have to go 6-0 the rest of the season.
You can, PG, Fitty P. That's why I think you need to be patient, dude. There's still 7 weeks left. There's no need to rush.
I'm with you. No, there are 8 weeks left.
This is okay.
Yes, week 10. No, this is week 11.
Yeah, but so 11 through 18 is 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's good. It's good math you just did there. All right, I'll throw out the first game.
Why do you get this first?
Yeah, why do you get to go first?
Because y'all weren't jumping in there, and I jumped in there, and I could hear the crickets.
Wait a minute, you're the host, right?
Not really, but okay.
All right, you go first then.
He can hear it now.
You should never make fun of handicapped people. You really shouldn't.
I had 3 comments in my head, and I'm not saying any of them.
I know.
All right.
Have you ever waved at a guy with no hand and been like, "Oh shit, I think I just offended that guy"?
I guarantee you did.
R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg. Go ahead, Flip. Put your reading glasses on and take your first game. What is it going to be?
The Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, how about this? Whoever has whoever's in first win versus loss percentage should go first.
So I should pick first?
That's right.
Every game?
Until K-Dub catches up with you.
All right. Cincinnati at Baltimore. I'm going Bengals.
At ball. You want to go?
I can go.
I think we're going to pick the same.
I was going to go Bengals, but I'm going to go Ravens now because Kevin said Bengals.
Hey, you told me to go first.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. I'm going Baltimore. I don't think they lose at home back to back.
Oh, boy.
All right, PG, your game.
Steelers Browns. Kevin, you go first because you're killing both of us.
That's a tough call, man, because I just think Pittsburgh's doing it with smoke and mirrors, and now Cleveland's going to have to do it with smoke and mirrors and a good defense. But they've got a good running game. They're at home. I think both of you would like me to pick Cleveland, so you can pick Pittsburgh. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to stick in the state of Ohio and pick Cleveland.
Oh, Ohio sucks, but I'll still pick Cleveland just because they're at home and their defense.
I was going
to pick it, Paul.
Huh? I got to pick it too. I was going to go Cleveland as well, but since you both picked Cleveland, I'll go Pittsburgh.
Okay. Sorry. I thought we were done. All right. My bad. You know we're going to do it. I heard about this today. Both teams recently had players only or player led team meetings. So it's the Jets versus the Bills. Huh? You guys excited to pick this one? Go ahead, PG. You can pick first.
Who? You don't want me to go first?
Whoever. Yeah, you can go
I got
first.
Buffalo. Go ahead, Paul. Y'all heard me, right? Buffalo?
Yeah, I heard you. I think is
Paul asleep?
PG. No, he's
Paul,
frozen.
Are you pulling a Kendrick Perkins and going to sleep on us?
What? What? He's saying Bills, but signing Jets. Uh-oh. All right. We'll move
Well-
on. We can still give him time to get back. He'll get back in. God damn.
You in?
Yeah, he's there.
All right, who do you got? The Jets or the Bills?
You're talking to me, right?
Yeah, you or PG? Fitty, P. Oh, he's going in the closet.
I'm going to.
All right, this is interesting.
Oh God, look, it's a horror movie.
Ooh. Blair Witch.
Blair
Oh, I see.
Witch. I sit at blackjack table.
Did you just make yourself laugh, Kevin?
I did. I do it all the time.
All right. What game did I miss?
You've missed a lot of them.
Oh my God! It's 2 times in a row
We
you
were-
cracked up.
Yeah. Way to go, Flip. I'm glad to see you happy, man. We know why. The Jets at Buffalo. PG it's on you.
Ooh. What did y'all pick?
Well, 5 minutes ago, I picked the Bills.
It wasn't 5 minutes. Am I
haven't
second?
picked yet.
All right. I'm going to go Jets.
I'm gonna go Jets with you.
Is Aaron Rodgers coming back? And I don't know.
In 3 weeks. You should know. Doppelganger. Hey, I like this podcast when PG's got the Coke in the background. That's pretty sweet.
And I got it in the foreground.
Let's be clear. It's Coca-Cola.
Yeah, be clear. In bottles. He has
They
his
don't,
Coke in
they don't need
bottles.
context. Let them think what they want to think.
Well, now we're on YouTube. They can see it.
Hey, and we are up to 7,513 listeners by now. So how about a round of applause?
That's exciting.
Getting up to 7,513. Look at that. We're all in.
All right.
PG, Fitty P, all in.
All right, my
How
next game is probably on y'all's list too, but I can't wait to watch it. Philadelphia at Kansas City, Super Bowl rematch. But y'all want me to go first again? I think I'm going to take Philly to get a tiny, tiny piece of revenge. Nowhere near what they would like to get. Who y'all got?
KC.
I'm going to go Travis and Kelsey over Jason. Kansas City.
I'm telling you, man.
PG.
Phillies could go to KC what Detroit did to them in week 1.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Jalen Hurts' tush push is not better than Travis Kelsey's right now. Boom.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All
right, PG, who you got?
what game is this? 5?
Yes.
Vikings Broncos Sunday night.
Will Josh Dobbs' amazing run continue? Or will Russell Wilson continue the comeback of the Denver Broncos? I'm going Denver.
I don't know how the Vikings
almost
have won the
trying
last 2 games. Dobbs is fun to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Broncos too.
K-Dub, here's your chance. A division brethren.
I
Jump
can't
on
go
'em.
wrong if I pick. I can't go wrong if I pick Denver because both of you already picked them. So I think you guys helped me out in this selection because I did not want to pick Minnesota. Problem is, I think Justin Jefferson may come back, but he hadn't really had a whole lot of times with Dobbs. So I'm going to go Denver with y'all and jump on that terrible ride that is Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. And back to our earlier things, I think more highly of Sean Payton because I think of Kevin James when I think of Sean Payton. If they never made that movie, I would probably hate Sean Payton more. So I just want to give Kevin James credit for allowing me to like Sean Payton a little more than what I really should. Denver.
All right, K-Dub, give us a 6 game.
Okay. We already did all the Ooh. Here we go. Raiders at the Dolphins.
Raiders at Miami. I got Miami.
So do I.
Damn.
Go ahead,
All
pick
right.
them. Pick them.
I don't know that I can. I don't think that locker room's that good for McDaniel's going to be chilling, dude. It's going to be nice in Miami. They might score 50 and put Antonio Pierce and them in check. So, Miami. All right.
All right, nice work, fellas. Quick rundown, just so our over 7,000 listeners are aware of what's going on here. 2 games, we all picked the same. Minnesota at Denver, we all picked Denver. Raiders at Miami, we all picked Miami. Cincinnati at Baltimore, I picked Burrow, and y'all picked Lamar. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. PG50P picked Pickett, and K-Dub and I picked the Cleveland defense. Jets at Buffalo, I picked Josh Allen. Y'all picked Zach Wilson, the Cougar Hunter. And Philly at KC, y'all both picked Travis, and I picked Jason Kelsey. So we will see what happens this week. Can you close the gap with 8 weeks to go? We'll see. All right, time for the sandwich is not a sandwich, it's Miracle Flip stat of the week. And it just made me hungry because a sandwich is not a sandwich without Miracle Whip. And Thanksgiving's coming up, and those turkey sandwiches with Miracle Whip. Play that music, DJ. Can't wait. That's good right there. Funky. That's funky. All right, I got 2 for you, and they're not really necessarily stats. They're just surprising things to me, and I don't know if they'll surprise you 2 or not. Maybe you've already heard it. I don't know. We're about to find out. Did you know that you can take – this is how good of a hitter – like what's Hank Aaron known for? He's known for home runs. He's known for hitting the bomb that broke Babe Ruth's record at 715. Did you know you could take away all 755 of his home runs and he'd still have 3,000 hits? No one cares. No one's amazed.
Who?
No one's surprised.
Who?
Damn it. Hank.
Who? He said who?
Sorry. You said Hank Aaron?
Rob Piccolo. Yeah, Hank Aaron. If you take
So
away
he had more
700,
than 3,700 hits?
he had more. Yes, it's just to me it's an unsung part of his game because to me he was hurt. He was known, and look, he's a little before all of our times, but he was known as a home run hitter. Yet without the home runs, he still had 3,000 hits. I thought that was, first of all, I was surprised, but pretty damn cool and pretty good. All right,
Where
good.
does he rank on all-time hits? That's top 5,
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
top 10 at least. 3,700.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, and the next one's not going to be as mind blowing, but it's kind of fun. Did you know that Brett Favre's first career completion? You know who it was to?
Andre Rison.
No. KW, you got a guess?
Dick Butkus.
It was an Atlanta
Definitely.
Falcon. Deion Sanders.
Nope. And if you guessed 10 more times, you probably still wouldn't get it. His first completion was to himself.
The Hank
He
Aaron
got come on, man. The ball got tipped. It came back to him. It's a completion to himself. That was his first one ever. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Brett Favre.
All right, you want a fun stat from me? I may have already
Sure.
done this. Jameis Winston's first pass and last pass as a Buccaneer
Pick six.
were both pick sixes.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, he played on Sunday against Minnesota. He actually played pretty well.
He's a athletically in general and his throwing arm. He's got a really strong arm. His head's not right a lot of the time.
He's funny though. Have you seen some clips of him in interviews?
Yeah, sometimes he's intentionally funny. Sometimes he's funny just cause.
Yeah, but funny all the same.
Yeah.
Hey.
I love it.
So doppelganger, you want to hear? Do you remember what your first pass resulted in, Mr. AA Ron? When you
I
threw
do
your
not.
first pass, what happened?
Probably
Your
a pick
first
six.
pass-
Why?
Your first pass was intercepted.
It'd be funny, PG, if you pan the room right now and you had like 6 dudes in there playing blackjack.
Yeah, I do not.
I got your money, bitches.
Yeah, these 6 guys have been waiting for me to deal to them during a sports podcast.
No, I can see you over there. Hey, you got to pull them out. Pull them out. Pull them out.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
shoot. That's good stuff right there. Hey, I'm glad you're showing him because guess what?
What?
There's 2 Chargers with over 10,000 receiving yards in their career. He's one of them. And the other one is Keenan Allen, who
Yep.
we've now mentioned twice in this podcast, who's leading the NFL in receptions right now. There
Warren
you go,
Sapp,
PG.
one of a handful of Hall of Famers for the Bucks, baby.
Yeah, for the viewing audience, I'm holding up sports cards that I picked up recently. How about this one, guys? Look at this. You know that
Richmond's
guy?
own Billy McMullen, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
Henrico Warrior, I believe.
Yeah. That's a good name for Centers of the Universe right there. You got to reach out to him to see what he's doing.
Oh, I've already talked to Billy. Billy had no interest.
Well, this guy's got to be nuts about you.
Yes, he does. Right on my
That's
forehead.
his rookie card.
Nuts about you.
Look at that.
I don't
He's
know
a
what
UVA
funny.
uniform too there.
Yeah, he
Isn't
is.
that cool?
It's very cool.
There you
What is happening right now? You know this is going on YouTube, right?
Herman Moore just dunked on me, and he's dressed as Mickey
Oh.
Mouse. Get some of that.
K-Dub.
K-Dub. There it is. Herman Moore dunking on Gilman.
go.
LT. Legend
There
is
you go.
correct.
Oh, we got
All right, hey,
Rushmore.
I've got Rushmore
What's
this
we doing?
week, and I'm anticipating this is one of those Rushmores that we don't have a bunch of the same answers. Maybe wrong. We'll find out. The Rushmore is best murder mystery movies, or just murder mystery shows if you want. But I said movies, so we'll stick with that. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. One of my favorite murder mystery movies was Usual Suspects.
That's a really good answer. That's a great movie.
When he thank you, when he at the end dragging his foot all of a sudden started walking, it was one of those times in a movie where you're like, oh my God, I knew it. Not really. I thought I knew it, but yeah, Kaiser Sose, unbelievable. All right, who's next?
I'll go, and I'm not proud of this answer, but they're entertaining movies for a lot of reasons. Scream.
Scream?
You heard what I said.
That's not something I was expecting tonight.
You weren't expecting that to be one of mine either. So
that was one of yours too?
Yeah.
Scream? Wow.
Why are you so surprised?
I don't know. Because to me, that's not necessarily a murder mystery. I mean, you kind of know who's doing it, but I guess you don't know who's on the
feeling really judged.
You don't know anything until the very end.
Yeah.
Do they find out who does it at the very end?
Yes.
I forgot. There's been so many of them damn movies. They just made one like last year, I think.
Drew Barrymore in her prime was the opening scene to that movie.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. Okay. All right. Go ahead, K-Dog. What you got?
You Scream. I Scream.
Oh, you want to keep it with Scream? All right, cool. My second one.
That was on my list. So.
That was on your list, Scream? All right. My second one is better watch eating fava beans and listening to the lambs if they're still screaming. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, put me down for that one too. That's in my top 4.
Wow. I was hoping we would have a Rushmore where we didn't have the same damn answers.
No, that's fine. That's an iconic movie, dude.
What was your answer?
He's talking to you, Kevin.
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
What was your answer?
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
You've
Dude.
never seen?
Come on.
You really
Maybe,
never seen
but
that?
not intentionally. Yeah, I don't watch. I think is that like borderline horror, kind of scary.
I mean, kind of, but not really.
Like, I don't really want you to judge me off the next like 3 that I have. Like Scream, I jumped on board because that was on my list, but I'm not really a big movie or murder mystery, and being able to identify that genre. So I'm gonna have fun with my next 3, but
All right, hit me.
I can understand violence. All right. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I love that answer. It's not my top 4, but I love that answer.
That's a great answer. It's a great answer.
That's about as scary as my murder mysteries get. Scream and Roger Rabbit.
I mean, tell the truth. You remember that movie because of Jessica Rabbit.
I do.
Well, yeah. Friend of the podcast, Jessica Rabbit.
Sure.
And both my baby mama's names are Jessica, so I don't know how much that movie influenced me. I got to go back and watch that. But it might have felt a while. No, I'm kidding.
Mess you up. Mess you up. Jessica Alba. Jessica Biel. There's a lot of good Jessicas out there. All right. My third one, and I guarantee you don't have this one. Do you remember the Jamie Foxx movie, Law Abiding Citizen?
Oh,
barely.
What?
That's on yours?
I don't have that on my list now.
Well, if you haven't seen that movie, you should see that one as well. It's not a horror movie, but it's pretty cool.
Who's the other dude in the movie? Gladiator dude?
Is it? No, I don't think it's Russell Crowe. It's oh my god, I can't believe you asked me
The
that.
300 guy?
He's a good actor. You've seen him in several things before.
He was in 300.
Yes, the dude from 300. But what's his name?
I have no idea.
All right, PG, what's your next one?
Antonio Banderas.
That's exactly who he was talking about. I'm going to go classic answer to this question. Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah,
You've got murder in the title. Classic whodunit. And they're on a train, and the movie's been made 17 different ways.
No, that's a great answer. That's definitely taking it back a few years, but that's awesome. Gerard Butler, by the way, is his name.
Yes, there he is.
Yep. All right, K-Dub, what you got? Looney Tunes special?
The board game. Clue.
Yeah, that's from like the early 80s, right? The
Yeah.
movie?
85.
Yeah, I think they remade it.
Yeah, 1985.
Right on.
Yeah, the Butler did it in the conservatory with a candlestick.
Nice.
That's good. It's good shit. All right. My last one is a tie, so I'm gonna give them to you. Give them both to you.
Well, hold on. What is this tie bullshit?
Well, that's what it is.
Hold on. So this is your Mount Rushmore plus one.
All right, then I'll just make one of them honorary or honorable mention. How about that?
No, can I get a comment on
You go ahead.
this too? That we didn't have any that duplicated, and then you brought an extra one with you.
Well, I think I did that out of anger that we duplicated twice. Like, I'm so mad right now. I gotta add something to it. It's just flustered. I'm flustered. I keep hearing crickets now. It's just crazy.
Right. Give us both of them. This is your Mount Rushmore. Give us both.
Yeah, it is Mount Rushmore. It's Mount Rushmore. Give me more. The Fugitive, and it's the original, the remake, whatever. Yeah, I actually like the second Fugitive, but the Fugitive was a great movie.
Harrison Ford version was awesome.
Huh?
Harrison Ford version was awesome.
Yes. And A Time to Kill, Matthew McConaughey.
That's a great, not much of a mystery.
No mystery involved, but it was murder, and it was such a good movie.
Ridiculously good movie.
Good book too.
All right, mine. I'm a little disappointed, Kevin. This was not part of your top 5 or 7 or however many movies you guys. Brad Pitt played one of the two main characters. Denzel was offered the role before Brad Pitt. 7.
It's right there. 7.
It's a really good movie, and we've named 2 Kevin Spacey movies, by the way. Who's a pedophile? I don't know what that says about us.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I was gonna say anything about us. We watched those movies before we knew what he.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that is a great point. Good one. 7. All right, K-Dub. I'm going to go watch that again, by the way.
7th on your list. Your 7th on your list of your top 4 Rushmores. I don't know if this is considered. I didn't see this on any of the lists that I looked up, which is one list of murder mysteries. But when I think of this movie, it's one of my favorite movies ever, with one of my favorite male actors ever. And one of the best acting jobs that I've ever seen in a movie. And the movie is Primal Fear
Oh my!
with Ed Norton.
With Ed Norton.
I had that.
And
I had it
Gere.
written down too.
And Richard Gere.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
And you
Ed
know what?
Norton's first big movie.
And it's very similar to the Usual Suspects because he was, stuttering, and all of a sudden he turns into himself. Oh man, that was a great movie, man. I love that movie.
Do you know where Ed Norton's from?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know he used to live near
Where?
Jackie Gleason.
Ed Norton's from Baltimore City, baby.
Is he?
Yep.
He's one of the best actors ever. Wasn't he? He was in Basketball Diaries, which I think was before. Wasn't he in Basketball Diaries?
I don't
Hey,
know.
Norton.
All right, that was a good one, Flip.
All right, that got better as we went. I think it started a little slow.
Well, I
It
mean,
picked up
look,
speed.
we were supposed to give 12 names total, and we gave like 19 names.
Yeah, well, which, by the way, I just gave you a 20th when I said it picked up speed because Speed was a pretty decent mystery too, murder mystery. With Sandra
Yeah,
Bullock.
There were people murdered, and you weren't sure who the bad guy was until halfway through the film. So sure.
All right, that's cool. So what do we got left to do on this podcast here tonight, other than play a little blackjack?
I think we're good here, man.
So what? Let me ask you this: who's Tampa Bay got this Sunday?
Who cares?
I don't care because they suck. Just like I said back in the day.
Have I been wrong about them?
Did Baker ever move into the stadium? That's all I want to know.
The 49ers.
Yeah, they're going to lose again. They suck, dude. They're awful.
Well,
Is that the Philly monkey?
it is the Philly Flyer monkey.
Why do you have
He
a
goes
flyer?
around you. He goes around your neck. It's like Velcro. Look at that.
Why do you have that?
Because I'm a Flyers fan.
Oh, all right.
And somebody
Does he
gave it to
squeak?
me a long time ago. No. Quick, quick, quick. No, he doesn't. He'll sit up in on your shoulder, though. Pretty cute, isn't he?
Yeah, that's like a knockoff because they're oh.
What do you mean a knockoff? A knockoff?
Oh,
It's
Steve
Flyers,
Young.
baby. You got your Red Wings shirt on. There's a lot of hockey in this. What? See? It's a lot of hockey
Flip
going
was
on
doing-
right now.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you got, Gilman?
A
What is
sailboat.
that? A sailboat. God bless.
Hey, were you at the Oyster? Have you ever been to the Oyster Fest down there, PG?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I thought your booming ass business would be down there with a, table set up.
My first ever venture to the Oyster Festival in Urbana was 2 weekends ago. And
Really?
Yeah. What are you surprised by? The fact that I went this past 2 weekends ago, or the fact
No, that is the first time you ever been to the Oyster Fest in Urbana.
dude, it's a bunch
I've never
of
been
foods.
yet.
Look, I love Urbana, the town. It's a bunch of food trucks, a hokey small town parade, and the food trucks are it's like a bunch of crap food you'd find at the circus.
But by the way, I haven't been to it in probably 30 years. I'm just saying, back in the day when we were in our 20s,
I guarantee back in the day it was a lot better.
it was hot, man. That Strawberry Hill races.
I guarantee it was a lot better back in the day.
Oh yeah.
No.
Friday cheers. There's some good stuff in Richmond back in the day.
Friday cheers.
You remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I went every Friday.
Cheers.
Yep. Everybody did back then. Did they have like oysters, Rockefeller? Did you have oysters down there? Or are you talking about like, was it seafood food trucks? Or was it just whatever? You can get a steak and cheese at the.
It was whatever.
Everything.
So what's the highlight of the oysters? Was it your table with your
Great
napkins.
question. Great question. It kind of lost its whole point. I didn't see one oyster.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Wow.
Did it feel like a fest at least?
It felt like a bunch of people that were drinking, eating a bunch of crappy food, hoping they weren't going to shit their pants before they left. Walking like 2 miles just to get to shitty food. Yeah,
So nothing like Bobby Fest.
exactly.
All right. Cool. That's cool. That's coming up. I don't want to announce
see any
anything on
indigenous
here.
people?
You might have 7,000 people show up.
Or 3 more.
I don't think Bobby's ready.
Bobby doesn't care. Bobby said he's not doing any work. K-Dub, are you ready for Bobby Fest?
Yeah.
Are you coming?
When is that?
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
How are we getting down there?
You can ride with the Flippin' family if you want. Oysters, Brunswick stew, bluegrass band, chicken noodle soup, water, fishing, whatever. Yeah.
You can get the all-star quarterback's autograph. That'd be the highlight of the weekend.
Who's the all-star quarterback?
Briggs.
Oh, sure.
You're not gonna have a poster of him to draw more people there.
Hey, K-Dub, I'm hoping to only say this once, but do you think Kevin's vicariously living through his middle kid?
No, I'm not. I'm enjoying it a lot, but no, I'm not living. I'm not living vicariously through it.
It's oh, look at Kevin.
Yeah, I want him to. Yeah, how do you not live
Dude, it's
through your
awesome.
kid?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool, dude, to watch him do what he's doing.
Okay, so if there's a positive way to live vicariously through your kid, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
about
That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
well,
Yeah. I don't know that there's any negative ways, but I just see you like on a Saturday at like 9:30 p.m. when you just went to bed. All the kids are away, and you're like in your room, and you got Aaron Rodgers tape on one screen and tape of Briggs on the other screen, and you're just comparing them, and you're like going back, you're like waking him up, like, dude, on that 3rd and 8.
I'm not saying he's Marinovich's dad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he's having fun watching his kid play.
then yes, if that's what you mean, absolutely, it's awesome.
What else could I have meant?
I mean, I think when people say living vicariously through your kids, sometimes it's not a positive connotation to it. Like dads who are way overbearing or dads who take it too seriously.
Oh, I know you're not that guy.
I would hope not. I mean, I can get a little fired up. But
Yeah, it's definitely a positive for me. Like, you should be. You're proud. I think that's all we're saying.
Absolutely.
Like, super
And there's
proud.
nothing wrong with that.
I'm proud of all of them, all three
Like,
of them.
that's badass to sit there and go, know what it means, but like maybe you don't. Like, you've been a champion before, but your kid at 10 winning a championship with a team that's incredible.
Awesome.
What's that going to do for his confidence for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however long?
And Kevin, you said you're proud of all 3 of them. That's awesome for you. I'm only proud of 2 of my 3 kids.
Well, just don't say which 2 right now.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh man! All right, DJ, you got us.
What do you want?
I don't know. Give us something funky on the way out.
No. Hey, we'd like to thank you and appreciate you for tuning in to this latest episode of That Flippin' Sports Podcast. Please make sure you send any questions, comments, concerns to William_Flippin at
Yahoo.
yahoo.com. And we out this bitch.